your screens. Let's get on board Pramit, who is CEO of Veracity Financial Services. He joins us live for this leg of the show. Pramit, hi, good to see you. What's your sense really coming in from the numbers expected minutes from now?
I think the number is not going to make any big difference right now with the rupee. If you look at the rupees, clearly driven by the equity market, even it's been isolated from the global market. So I think the number is not going to make any huge impact, even though we may see a kind of knee-jerk reaction on Monday morning, but otherwise I don't see any sort of substantial effect coming in.
Would you look at the currency moving then, because we've seen nearly 0.8% of a decline coming in this week itself for the currency?
I think the equity market is now on the correction mode, and that is what's causing the rupee movement. I think the equity market, as experts say, that is going to carry on for some more correction. And also we have to consider in mind that the upcoming Christmas holiday period, there won't be much of buying coming from the foreign institutions. So that is also causing a kind of either profit booking by them or kind of a pull out for a temporary time frame. And that's what's going to affect the rupee. We may see rupee even drifting towards 63 level before the end of the month.
Vijay, getting you in the conversation, we have seen sharp decline for the currency in this week. What's your sense? What range are you talking about now in the coming week?
Manisha, I talked about a breakout above 62.30 to 62.40 in the prompt month futures on the currency derivative segment on the NSE. That occurred yesterday. And I remember talking about a target level of 62.75 to 62.90. Now, the intraday high of the USD INR happens to be 62.72 odd levels. So I think the primary target has almost been hit. I would not really be surprised to see 62.90 being hit in the coming week, but I would be more than happy to book profits on longs in the USD INR, because I think the year end, as it approaches closer, the ranges might just contract a little. So I would play safe. I would book out of long positions on the USD INR anything between 62.75 to 62.90 and sit on the fence.
For a slightly longer term than Pramit, what's your sense for the rupee? Because there's a report out from Barclays which talks about 63.5 in the near term. Deutsche Bank is talking about 64 in 2015. So everybody really seems to be making a downward revision going forward for the currency.
I think we need to wait till the budget, which will be a crucial event for the new government, and I think any policy decisions in the winter session can help rupee in the next year. But I think government is not very keen on rupee getting too strong against dollar, specifically to support the dollar. So I don't expect that rupee is going to have a drastic upward movement, but downward movement also I'm a bit suspicious that we'll see a rupee drifting towards 65 level. We have to see the crucial event in the winter session, that how many bills government managed to pass, and as well as how the budget is going to come. So for the March forecast, I think we need to wait till the budget event. That will be the biggest event for the rupee to decide that where rupee is going in 2015.
But also, what's the cues that you're getting in from the international markets? Because in the Indian markets itself, we have seen FI outflows in this week. The Indian equity markets have given up a huge gain in this week itself. Do you think that is what the markets would focus on for the very near term, for the next week?
I think so as well, because next week is more or less the Europe and the US will be closed for getting into the holiday mood. So we're not going to see any major event taking place or a volatility in the global market. But Indian market is still driven by the equity market, and I think some more pull out next week. We'll see the rupee drifting down. But overall, I think after middle of next week and later on, we'll see a quiet sessions coming up, because normally we don't see a huge volatile movement during the Christmas and other festive season in December and Jan. So I think we have to wait till next week to see exactly how the rupee is going to shape up by end of this month.
Fair point that. So perhaps next week is the week that you will see maximum activity coming in for the rest of 2014. But next year it's going to be budget that would give you further cues for the currency going forward. With that, Pramit and Vijay, we will let you go. Thank you so much for joining us for the show. And with that, it's a wrap on Hot Commodities. Stay tuned though for IIP and the CPI numbers coming in next few minutes.